And this brings me on to the number one thing that I hate about living in Ghana. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Martenni, and if you're new here, welcome to the journey. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to all of my craziness. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I love you guys. So today I'm doing a different video. I am taking a break from the vlogs really quick because, as you guys may or may not know, I have been living in Ghana for a few months. I want to talk to you guys about the 10 things I hate about living in Accra, Ghana, as a mixed girl. So, disclosure, everything I'm about to say and list is all from my personal experience. A little background about me: I am half Ghanaian and I am half Filipino. I was born and raised in the States, specifically in Detroit, Michigan. So if anybody knows about Detroit, it wasn't easy growing up there. It wasn't like most Ghanaian Americans that grew up in like Texas or like New York or like Maryland or anything. Like, I was literally that's another story. This is something new for my channel as well. I feel like I don't really talk to you guys a lot. I've been told that I should do a video like this. Like I said, everything is from my own personal experience. I will be giving like a detailed video on how I managed to get to where I am today. If you have been following my journey since I've been coming back and forth, I have been coming to Ghana for a few years now to get myself settled to be living here where I am today. My father, who is the Ghanaian, has already made sure when I was a little girl to make me a dual citizen. And when I got here, I was getting my passport, getting all the ID, everything to be like a full citizen here. So that explains my times for when I will come here, stay for 2 months, go back, then come back for 2-3 months, then go back. So that's kind of the process here. But that's, like I said, that's another video. Let's get into this because I have some things to say. Oh, I have some things to say. Well, if you guys have any questions, please comment below. I will try to be as transparent as I can be, as much. But any questions about me living here, how the process was, or just how I'm even like staying afloat financially, I'm going to make a video, a separate video for that. So stay tuned. Subscribe right now. Make sure you click that notification button and like, share. Let me know. So let's get on to the video. If you guys want to know more about me as well, make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I am an influencer and musician. So yes, the 10 things I hate about Ghana, living in Ghana. I'm gonna start from like 10 being the least to 1 being the like most thing. So I'm gonna start from 10. So 10, I'm really not used to 10. I'm still getting used to it, but I've got used to it from like hearing my dad like on the phone. But 10, it's the constant arguments that people have with each other randomly. I am a very peaceful person, I believe. I really don't like the way that everyone has like the energy to fight with each other, especially like Uber drivers, or like when you're like driving with each other. Like, people will literally get out the car and literally fight. I've seen it. People literally get out the car to fight with a choo-choo driver. And I think that energy kind of like, it has a lot to do like internally, because I don't know if it's like a road rage thing, but it's not even that. Like, people will literally have like arguments with their family in front of you, with friends. Like, people, I don't know, it's just, it's something here. I don't know if it's just like a city thing, but personally, if someone has a problem with you, or just a problem anywhere, it has everything to do with them, and I kind of understand that. But 10, the constant arguments with each other, family, all of that, I think it's a problem. And I think Ghanaians kind of need to like look at themselves, or like, you know, really have peace. Because, not saying Ghana is not a peaceful place to live, it's very peaceful, but I've had instances where like an Uber driver, I would cancel And he would literally cuss me out. And, you know, not saying I'm just like a pushover letting people do that, but like, don't cuss me out. Don't cuss me out, because I'll cuss you right back out. And I left that side of my life behind. It's too much, and you can tell, like, I can tell what you're saying to me too. It's not like I don't understand tree, like, I just can't speak it. So, but that's another one coming through. 9 is the opportunist. So I would say this more so on like the music and creative side of Accra. And I feel like this is anywhere. People are really much opportunists out here. I came out here to more so focus on myself. I've been staying to myself, and I kind of only have like a small circle, and I do advise that you have your own small circle. But people are here kind of are opportunists when it comes to anything. I remember when my phone was stolen, like the Uber driver took it upon himself, the Bolt driver actually. The Bolt driver took it upon himself to help me, and it was like an opportunity for him to make more money. He picked me up to take me to where I needed to go grab my phone, and he never canceled the ride. So I ended up having to pay him like 700 cedis just for that whole few hours that I spent in the police station. Like in his mind, it was opportunity. And that was like a big one. But even like some Uber drivers, like today, like I know my place around Ghana. And this is why I feel like for people that are coming to live here that are not Ghanaian at all, and that's why I'm like very blessed that I have like family, and I kind of already know this side of my dad's culture. But like Uber drivers will literally take you the longest route knowing that Uber is gonna like make the cost go up so that they get paid more. And honestly, don't be ever afraid to say like, yo, like that's not the way, like go this way. Like, unless it's traffic. But I keep in mind with that, and I hate that, because like I understand you're trying to make money, but like we're all struggling. We're all struggling. And one of the main reasons for me to live in Ghana is because the money that I make is affordable for me to live comfortably. And not saying that I'm not struggling still, because the girl is, but like, come on. If you want, all I ask is that the opportunists here, just say what you want. Don't like beat around the bush. Don't like try to like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I hate that, because you can kind of feel that stuff. But I just pray for people that be like that, because it's just like, you know what, you really need it. You really need it to just come up with some type of plan already to make sure that you get more of what you're already getting. And it's understandable, but still, like, it's just like for someone like me, it's just like, yo, I can tell when you're doing that. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. The jealousy out here. And I actually had a conversation. I wanted to add this to it because I had a conversation with Sweet Apple, and she kind of asked me like, how is it like the months that I've been like staying here, like have I been experiencing like jealousy? And I think that's a really big topic that needs to be talked about, not just in Ghana, but just like all over, like any third world country, like Africa and stuff. But I know it's like a colorism thing. It's a colorism thing, and then it's also like, I know it's because of where I come from. And honestly, like I don't know why people are like that, because it's just like, yo, like if you don't know me, you're gonna know what type of character I have. I cannot control the type of path that God has laid out for me. So for somebody to be jealous, not just girls, guys, anybody, to be jealous of the type of path that God has put out for you, I just feel like there's no need to be like that, because jealousy is such a big sin. Jealousy is such a very evil and like not good feeling to even have with anybody. And I get that a lot. I feel like I get that a lot even with the creative arts side of it. That's why I like to stay in my lane and kind of just pick and choose who I actually be around, because and honestly, it's not just Accra. This is everywhere. So I want, like I said, this is not just Accra, but this is something that you're gonna like deal with. And I thought I would be getting out of that. Like, I would not compare this jealousy to Detroit, because at least here, when someone's jealous of you, like they won't do anything drastic. Like in Detroit, if they're jealous of you, they're shooting you, period. they're gonna shoot you. Like at least here, like they just won't mind you. That's fine. So I'm already used to it. I've already grown up in such a tough city. So coming here and dealing with that stuff, it's like, again, it has everything to do with how they feel about themselves inside. And I want to keep on bringing that up for you guys, because if you are an American or anybody coming from any westernized world or anywhere to live here in Ghana, you really have to have some type of confidence and like connection with yourself to make sure that you're strong enough to withstand this type of stuff out here. Because the jealousy, hey, it's too much, oh, it's too much. But once you kind of just, like I said, keep that in your head, like it has everything to do with them, not you, you're pretty much good. And like I said, just be nice. Honestly, come off nice. Like these people, they're just okay. So 7, I want to get more into like the technical things about living in Ghana. 7 is the water pressure. Some days I would wake up, the water pressure is fine. I guess it kind of depends on which area you're living. So there are certain areas that I have a good water supply. I do recommend kind of living somewhere that has like a water tank if you do run out of water. But I've had days where there wasn't any water. I even remember when I was staying with my cousin for like 2 months at a time when I was trying to get ready before I like moved for real. There were only certain days where there was water running a week, like maybe like a Friday, Saturday, but the rest of the week it wouldn't be. So we had to like always make sure that the bucket was full of water so we could take our showers and, you know, do what we need to do. I even think that was more of a humbling experience as well, because I feel like in America we get so used to everything that's just there for us. It's like we don't know how to like really live off of our land, because everything's like there, like the water's there, the electricity's there, all of that there. And I'm gonna get to that soon, because that's the next thing I hate about Ghana. But the water pressure is cool. I like to keep water in a bucket as well here, just in case, because you never know. But the water pressure here, yeah, it's not well. It's either too little or too much. And I remember my first time coming into this apartment, I literally, you know how you're like in America, you can just put your sink on, it's like a cool water. I literally put it all the way high and like it's splashing everywhere. So it's like, it's either the water pressure is like too low or it's too high or there's none at all. And you know, once Ghana gets a little bit more developed, I know that'll get better. My dad used to work at the Detroit Water and Sewage Company, so I've seen what kind of goes into why places need that, but it'll come. 6, lights off. Dumb sore. I'm not saying that right. Dumb sore. Oh my god, I experienced that when it was first going on, when the water cable was happening, when I was also staying with my cousin last year. And it's not easy. Please make sure you have a fan. Please make sure you have the proper precautions. I honestly don't like using a lot of lights during the day, because I'm trying to like, and I'm getting to it as well, because this is also one of the things I hate about Ghana. You know, you're paying for it's not like how you pay for electricity with like DTE, or you know, whatever electricity you have in your state or your country. Like, you know, you pay a month or every 2 months and then you're good, you have electricity. Like you really have to kind of time out when you're gonna have electricity. And then sometimes the lights go off in an area and you have nothing to do about it. So make sure you have the proper precautions, like flashlights. I'm a candle girl. I love candles. So even at night, I like to turn my lights off and just like have the candle just there. So just make sure you have candles. And if you live in a place that has a generator, that's even better. But it has happened to me when I was living here. The lights went off. It's not as common, but in some areas it's very, 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 very common. Number 5 is the weather. And I'm only speaking, clearly I'm in Africa. And I'm somebody that's born on the East Coast who was born into the winter. I'm a fall baby. And I wish I have some elements of my Ghanaian side, but the only thing that I didn't get was the Ghanaian skin. My brother has perfect skin. Me personally, and this is for my girls that like follow me with like my skincare journey and everything, I suffer with severe eczema and other skin diseases. Like, I wouldn't say skin diseases, but like skin conditions. I went to my dermatologist. I've spoken to a few doctors about, you know, my skin condition, about living here, and they have told me not to like stay here because I was born in a cold area and like my skin is like used to like that. And all I recommend is, if you have eczema, like look, you guys, look at this. I have like heat rash, a little bit of heat rash, and this is nothing I can control, but it is controllable. It's just I usually like to, I just stay inside. But when I want to explore, like especially when I want to go to the north, which is what I am, I'm a northerner, I kind of have to pick and choose when to go because the heat and my skin just doesn't coincide at all. So I really recommend, if you have skin problems and you want to move to Africa, bring hydrocortisone. Try, like, I do like remedies as well, because you know skin conditions do depend on what you eat. And that's the one thing about living in Ghana, which is a positive thing, which will be another video. It's the way you eat and how much time you spend in the sun. Make sure you have sunscreen. I use sunscreen every day before I step out. Just the weather here, it's really hot though. It's so hot. You don't really know. Make sure you have a portable fan. But the only thing that kind of helps me with my heat rash and my eczema and whatever I get, bug bites or whatever, is hydrocortisone. My mom makes sure that I always have like, I literally have like stacks of hydrocortisone when I'm out here. So that's just my advice. That's the 5th thing I hate about living in Ghana. So now we're getting more and more deeper into the things that I hate, because I feel like these last 4 things are like, they're like the core things of what I hate about living in Ghana. Hey, the bugs. I hate bugs. You leave some food outside. You know how like in the States or wherever, you could just leave like stuff in the dishes and stuff in your sink for like a few hours, even like the whole day. Some people even do the whole week. Ew. But you can't do that. You can't even leave food open. Ants will come and bombard you. I've done that before. I remember I was in my room when I was staying with my uncle, and I had some biscuits open in my room. When I tell you, it didn't even take 5 minutes for a whole ant colony to make a whole design of coming from the bathroom into my dresser. Like, I had to have the whole room sprayed. So, yo, the bugs, the mosquitoes too, and going back to my skin condition and the weather, like, please keep in mind, if you're going to be living in Ghana and you don't like bugs, make sure that you're staying inside. Make sure that you're doing all the precautions. Make sure you have bug spray. Make sure you have mosquito spray, because like, you bruise easily. The mosquitoes, they were eating me up, and I still have like marks that are like slowly healing. But yeah. Number 3 is the most irritating thing in the world to me. Prepaid everything. Even though I do pay rent every month, it's not like the rent is included. Like when you are renting like an apartment, usually like the water, okay, the water is included with me, yeah, because I don't pay for the water. But usually like the water, or like some places, like if you have like a high rise in like California or something, like the electricity, the Wi-Fi, all of that is like included. But you know like how the system is in America. It's like when you pay for it, it's like a monthly thing. It's not prepaid. Like here, when you run out, you run out. I would say the pricing is way better, but when you run out, you run out. And if you don't keep in mind when you're running out, you could come home and you don't have lights, you don't have Wi-Fi. You could wake up. I literally woke up 2 days ago because my lights were finished. I woke up drenched in sweat because I usually sleep with my air on. I didn't top off on my electricity. So that's the one thing I hate. Like, it's because it's prepaid and you have to physically go to the place to like prepay your electricity, your gas. You have to prepay for your gas and get gas, like a gas tank, and then like your Wi-Fi. It's an extra stress, but I mean, like, once you like keep on top of it, you're good. Or if you just put like a whole bunch of money on it, like, you're good for the whole year. But yeah, because I use a lot of electricity, like, it's kind of hard for me to just stick to what I know. But just check your meter, make sure you check your meter. But that's like one thing I hate, like, everything's like prepaid, everything. And even going on more about like paying for everything here, like, oh, that's actually number one. So let me pause really quick. Number two is the language barrier. The language barrier is the second to the first most hateful thing I hate about living in Ghana, because I don't fully understand Tree. My family, we're Northerners. Everyone speaks Fra Fra or Monprusi. You cannot force me to speak Tree. I do sing in Tree. I do understand a few things in Tree. I could say, you know, it's a saying, you know, Mefreme, Martenni, Udunde saying, like little small things. So I think the language barrier was really like the hardest thing that I hated when I was like transitioning here. But even now, I'm used to people like speaking to me fully in Tree, and I could kind of just get the context. But I really hate it because I can literally tell when someone's like talking shit about me in front of me. And it's just like, that's one thing I want you guys to make sure that you do if you do want to live in Ghana. Make sure you know a little bit about Tree, because these people will literally talk shit about you in front of you or try to cheat you in front of you in Tree to each other. And especially as a woman, yo, the things I've heard that they think that I don't know. And you know what? I like to act like I don't know what you're saying, because I'm going to keep a mental note. And maybe if you're watching this and you probably spoke Tree and said some weird shit in front of me, maybe this is your first time knowing that, like, I can tell. And even if I can't speak fully, it's context, yo. It's really not that hard to tell when someone's trying to like talk about you in front of you and make you feel like you're dumb, especially these people that like sell things to you. Like, I know when I'm getting cheated. And this brings me on to the number one thing that I hate about living in Ghana. They'll cheat you, oh, the way people will cheat. The men cheat, the people cheat. Okay, no, let me stop, let me take that. The way people cheat you with money because of how you look. Hey. It's a stress, and this is why it's so important to have people that you trust to do things for you, like a local. Because, hey, I hate it. My first times coming here, I was definitely getting cheated. I know after a future I got cheated for a bag that I used for my gym bag, and the zipper's broken. They made me spend like 800, 900 cedis, knowing this bag you could get it at the damn market for 250 cedis. And the zipper broke, not even a long, like, the way people cheat you is so crazy. One thing you should learn how to do to not get cheated, especially as an American, is to bargain and let them know, like, well, this is what I have. So, because I can tell when you're trying to top off. And it doesn't even go from like a market level. It goes like even more and more and more, because, you know, Ghanaians, when you pay for things, they're going to try to make a cent off of it. Even if it's just small, they're going to not tell you the full price. So that's just something that I hate about here, because to me, it's an integrity thing. Like, and I don't think a lot of Ghanaians know that. Like, yo, have integrity. Like, I'm already being cheated of my lifestyle in America. So why would I want to come back home and be cheated by my own people? Like, we're already being cheated in America, yo. We got bills. That's the cheat shit. So to come here and think that I'm getting away from that, it's even worse. And you do it to your own people, like. And it's just like, sometimes when someone cheats you, it's like I keep it a mental note, and then it's just like I stay away. Even family, yo. Some family, they'll try to like use you. It's the cheating and the using you, like. And this is the one thing I hate about living in Ghana. The way people will use you. Be careful. Be careful when you come here, because people will use you. They will get close to you just to use you. And then when they're done, they won't even mind you. When you have nothing to offer, they won't even mind you. So that's a don't be naive. I used to be naive. And you kind of get like a tough skin. And if you really already have tough skin, you're good. But you kind of develop a tough skin while you're out here because of the experiences. You guys know all the things that I've already went through with like my phone situations and family and like all that other stuff. But like the way people will use and try to cheat you, yo, it's actually madness. And I think that just goes with any type of third world. Actually no, because in the Philippines they don't do that. They don't do that. I think it's just Africa and like Jamaica, like, you know, all these other places. But the only advice I have for that is just, when you know, you know. When you need to step away from certain people, you know. Like, have your boundaries. Have your boundaries. I've set clear boundaries, spoken and unspoken, from people. And honestly, you're good after that. Like, I think living here as a mixed person, as a half-Ko, as a Ghanaian American, a Filipino American, I've really noticed a lot of negative sides about Ghana, but that has not stopped me from being here, because there's negative sides to everywhere. Back when I was living in California, there was a negative side to living in California. Detroit, before it got like gentrified, it was all negativity. So I say, like, really look over your life before you make a decision of living here. If you're with a partner, if you have a partner, that's even better. But if you're doing it by yourself like me, which a lot of girls are doing, yo, make sure you know and trust people. Yo, make sure you got family here, because, but even with family, like, you'll know who you can or can't trust. I can't sit up here and tell you. Ghana is a very spiritual place. So really, like, have a mind. Be good with God. I wouldn't recommend anybody from, you know, I mean, this is strictly to the Americans. I wouldn't recommend you coming to live in Ghana if you don't even pray to God, if you don't go to church, if you like, and y'all know what I mean, because there's people that's literally like, oh, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in none of that. Don't live in Africa if you don't believe in God, because this place is a very spiritual place, and if you're not right with yourself and God, then you're not about to survive here. This place will eat you up and throw you out, just like how California do. But it'll eat you up and throw you out like how California do, 3 times worse if you do not know God. If you do not know God, get your spirituality right before you even think about even visiting this place, is all I'm gonna say. But other than that, those are the 10 things I hate about Ghana. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Comment anything that you hate about living here in Ghana, even as a local. Comment if you moved here just as well, and, you know, let me know. I'm gonna make a video of the 10 things I love about living in Ghana very soon, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Wish I knew what's on your mind.